Okay, you guys, picture this. You're backstage at the biggest no-gi tournament on the planet, right? Your heart is thumping like a drum line ready to explode, and every single opponent you see looks like they were carved out of pure granite. This isn't just a tough room, it's a room full of absolute beasts. And the rumors, they swirl like a hurricane, saying 90% of the bracket is on something stronger than your average pre-workout. This is insane. Everyone's whispering about who's on what. Then, all of a sudden, you hear one name announced, Nicky Rod. And just like that, the whispers flip. Now everyone's saying, that dude's natural. He's the natty king. Is he crazy, or is he just that confident, that absolutely fearless?
Absolutely. So I'm definitely self-motivated as far as I've been an athlete like practically my whole life, so I'm dedicated to the sleep and nutrition, all the exterior, all the extra things you can do.
Steroids in jiu-jitsu aren't some quiet little secret anymore. They're the elephant that bench presses the entire room. It's a massive, undeniable presence. But guess what? Nicky Rod keeps beating that elephant on points over and over again. This is insane to think about. What if the real, undeniable edge isn't some chemical cocktail, but something far more powerful, something between your ears? What if it's all mental?
I do think that it's like I think it's like a mental crutch as well, guys that do steroids, because they feel like they need that to win. Right? Like me, I don't need anything. I just show up and I do the thing, and I'm consistent. Every day I look like this, I feel like this.
Yeah.
I get after it. But these guys, they need to take this substance in order to become this thing where I am that thing all the time.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Let's call it straight, you guys. Most elite cards out there have guys who could literally moonlight as Marvel extras. I mean, they're just massive. They're strong, they're savage, and according to all the leaked test numbers and the constant locker room chatter, they're running cycles that would make a horse blush. This isn't just hearsay, it's practically an open secret in the fight game, and Gordon Ryan doesn't deny that.
Well, first of all, no, because steroids are not illegal in jiu-jitsu.
But for Craig Jones, things shouldn't be like that.
They want the medals. They want the clout from the medals. So there's no drug testing. Generally, people are gonna take some.
Meanwhile, you've got Nicky Rod, the Natty King, and what does he do? He publicly reminds us that he's a natural athlete.
I just think jiu-jitsu has a reputation for being unnatural. So it's up to guys like me to kind of separate us from the dirtiness, the filth of the steroid sport, the steroid Olympics. I've heard it called so many times. You know, and not all of us are on gear. You know, I'm a natural athlete. I've been wrestling since I was 12 years old. I've been lifting since I was about, 16, 17. And, I'm built for battle, and that's why I look this good. I know it's hard for people that are abusing steroids to understand a physique like this is actually attainable through hard work, dedication, and longevity.
So, why is the room full of granite-carved beasts in the first place? Why do so many elite competitors turn to performance-enhancing drugs, or PEDs? For many, it's about survival and opportunity. Jiu-jitsu at the highest level is brutally demanding, and athletes are always looking for an edge. Some, like Gordon Ryan, are shockingly open about it. Ryan argues that since PEDs are legal in most major grappling promotions, like ADCC, using them is a no-brainer to become the best possible version of yourself as an athlete. He claims he started using them to move up a weight class and avoid competing against his coach, Gary Tanan. For him, it's not about cheating, it's about maximizing potential when the rules allow it.
Why I started initially taking steroids, which I've been open about for years. Number one, because they were legal in jiu-jitsu. There's no, especially back then in 2016 when I started, there was no organizations in jiu-jitsu that even tested for PEDs, so they were just like clearly legal. Number two, people don't remember anything other than the fact that you won or lost. right? No one talks about the fact that Khabib missed weight how many times? 6, 7, 8 times. They talk about the fact that Khabib's undefeated. The only thing that people care about is whether you won or whether you lost. They don't care if you were injured, they don't care if you were sick, they don't care if you had a good camp, a bad camp. What everyone cares about when everyone looks back in 10 years is, did this guy win or did this guy lose? That combined with the fact that steroids are legal in jiu-jitsu, it kind of made it a no-brainer, number one. Number two, I was always in Gary's weight class, and Gary Tonin, who was my coach at the time, we were both in 77, and I didn't want to compete in ADCC at 77 and have to compete against my coach. I wanted to go up in weight. But I was a big 77 at the time, because I walked around at like, 185, 190, so I was a relatively big 170, but I was a tiny 88 kilogram, which is 194. So I wanted to go up and get out of Gary's weight class.
Other athletes like veteran grappler Josh Saunders point to recovery. Saunders has been open about his use, explaining that training multiple times a day takes a massive toll on the body. He sees PEDs not as a shortcut, but as a tool for injury prevention and career longevity, allowing him to train harder and recover faster than he could naturally, especially as he got older.
Thinks is a secret is that anabolics are used within the sport of jiu-jitsu, and for the gross majority of federations it is largely untested. I think the IBJJF tests black belt world champions. It used to be every other champion, but now I believe it's every gold medalist in the black belt divisions. So the reason I decided to do it initially was after 10 years of weightlifting. I was always interested in it, and I basically gave myself that very base limiter to see what I could achieve naturally. Now, people are going to be for or against this argument. It's not your decision, so I don't really need the opinion, but that was my minimal effective dose for me to see what I was capable of in a 10-year time span. This also neatly coincided with the fact that I used to be in a tested sport in rugby league. I didn't plan on taking it for jiu-jitsu. I was taking it whilst doing it. I think I started when I was a blue belt. But it was never to get an edge in jiu-jitsu. It was literally out of just pure curiosity. So anyway, what are the pros and cons? Now, obviously, everybody's going to point towards the massive benefits. You're going to get an increase in muscle mass. You're going to get an increase in strength. You're going to get an increase in training frequency because you're going to recover a lot faster. In some instances, your sleep will get a lot better. Your overall ability to maintain muscle mass without weightlifting will be significantly increased. Your muscle protein synthesis will be significantly increased.
The consensus among users is that when you're competing for legacy and prize money and the sport is largely untested, the temptation to use every available tool to win is immense. But for Nicky Rod thinks that the poor mindset is the cause.
I think we should all be drug tested. It should be absolutely illegal. Just because it is a combat sport, and like in a position, let's talk leg locks, in a position where this guy goes to a straight ankle, maybe it's too high up on the calf and you shouldn't be able to do it. Maybe he breaks your leg now because he's got an extra 40 pounds of muscle that he didn't get from lifting weights. He got from injecting, doing trend and sitting on the couch.
For Nicky Rod, winning clean isn't just a preference. It's a mission to prove that raw athleticism and superior technique are still the ultimate factors in a fight.
I mean, there's a few different things. Let's start with the temptation. I've absolutely thought about it because, like, in almost every scenario, being a little bit stronger is probably a good thing, right?
Yeah.
And then the whole recovery aspect of it, I think that's great. I don't know, since I started lifting weights like when I was 17, lifting like a bodybuilder, trying to get as big, as buff as possible.
Yeah.
I would see these guys doing steroids in the gym, and I always looked better and bigger than them. I'm like, why would I do this? I look better than you.
Yeah.
It doesn't only I lifted to look good. That's, you know what I mean? I obviously got stronger doing it, but I was like, yeah, I didn't like that aspect of it. These guys look kind of puffy, big head, acne, whatever. I thought everyone was natty to like my first ADCC, and I get up in there. Some of these guys like 260 with abs. I'm like, lift weights for a long time, you know. This ain't how it goes. But and then you would see these guys that would like blow up, peak for competition, and then like a couple weeks later they'd lose like 30 pounds. It's like, all right, I definitely didn't like that aspect. And then I understood why I didn't do it early on as well. I had no money.
Yeah.
Right? Until my first ADCC, I was living at mom's house. I was driving up to New York every day to train. So that wasn't even like, I couldn't even afford it at all. And then all the health issues that I hear about some of these people having, that was unattractive to me. But who knows, maybe in the future, if I'm trying to grapple when I'm like late 30s or early 40s, trying to be high level, maybe I need it, maybe not. I don't know.
So we're left at a crossroads in the heart of modern jiu-jitsu. On one side, you have the pragmatists, athletes who see PEDs as a logical tool for a brutal profession, a way to maximize potential, speed up recovery, and secure a legacy in a sport where rules often don't forbid it. For them, winning is all that matters, and the tools you use to get there are secondary. On the other side stands Nicky Rod, the self-proclaimed Natty King. He represents a different philosophy, that the ultimate edge isn't found in a chemical cocktail, but forged in relentless discipline, superior technique, and unbreakable mental fortitude. He's on a mission to prove that winning clean isn't just possible, but that it's the more admirable path. The debate over PEDs is more than just locker room chatter. It's a battle for the very soul of the sport. As the line between natural and enhanced blurs, one man continues to walk a different path. Nicky Rod's career is a living testament, a high-stakes experiment to see if raw talent and hard work can still conquer all, even when facing giants. So where do you stand in this battle for the soul of jiu-jitsu? Is it about winning by any means necessary, or is the path you take more important than the medals you collect? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below, and don't forget to subscribe for more deep dives into the toughest debates in sports.